Hello. In this video I will show you how to print and cut to two different devices, a printer and a separated cutter. For that, I will have to create a new queue that will have the two devices installed and the proper registration mark system. I go to Queue, Manage Queues, Add New Queue. My printer is already installed, so I only have to select the proper port and the print mode. Click Next. Now I have to install my cutter. There is a big list of cutters, so to filter this, I will type the first part of my cutter device and I select it. I click OK, and now the option that is selected by default will search online on the CATLink server, download the proper driver and install it for me. Then I click Next and Finish. The next step would be to select my port, and this is the port my Graphtec is connected to. I go Next, and here I have to put a name for my queue. I name this after my printer and my cutter, and then click on Next, select the proper size of the roll, and Next. Here I have to select the registration mark system I'm going to be using. In this case I have four options. This option will depend on your device, and I have to match the settings on my cutter. So my cutter is already set for type 1, so I select the type 1 registration mark system. Then click Next, Next, and Finish. Now my queue is ready to receive new jobs. Once the proper queue was created, I go back into Synlab and I have two images to print and cut with two different devices. The top image is a vector object, so I will turn off the fields so you can see the lines. I need to create a contour cut around the outside part of this image. So what I do is I select it and I go into the cut menu, contour cut. Once I am in contour cut, I have all the options at the top. If I had this option on, the contour cut will be created not just in the outside part but in any holes my image has, like this area over here will have a contour cut. I don't need that area to be contour cutted, so I will turn off that option and I will have my contour cut now only on the outside of this image. I have no offset selected, so my contour cut will be right on the last line of this image. If I need to, I can select some offset to be there, so I will put some offset right now so you can see it. And it applies a 0.05 of an inch distance to the last line. The color I selected is red, but you can select any color here as long as it's a P color, a process color. Any other color will create an extra step in Visual Production Manager. So select a P color, a process color, to avoid that extra step. If you need to create a contour cut right on the image, just put a 0 here, and you might need some bleed amount. The bleed amount will increase the size of the print area to avoid any gaps between the cut line and the print line. If you don't need that, just leave it at 0. Click outside and the contour cut is already created. Select the image and the contour cut, go to File, Print and Cut, select the proper queue, click on Setup, make sure you have a check mark under Selected Objects Only, otherwise it will send the whole job to the queue. Click OK, and that image will be transferred into Visual Production Manager. In Visual Production Manager, you will be able to see the registration mark system selected for that queue the print and the cut areas. You can send this command to see only the cut area to double check that everything looks good, or the print and cut preview to see both of them. Once the job is here, you just select it and you send it to print to the printer and to cut to the cutter. Now I have a bitmap image I would like to print and cut to two different devices. I select the image and I can see this is a bitmap. I'm going to cut, contour cut, and if this option, bitmap frame, is on, when I apply the contour cut, it does apply the line on the boundaries of the image itself, which includes the white background. If I need to go inside the image and create a contour cut around the image itself, I will go to cut, contour cut, and make sure this option is off. When I apply, it comes out with a monochrome filter. This filter will filter all the white and go inside the image. Now, if the number is too high, like 255, only the perfect white will be filtered. So I will end up with a contour cut that is a little bit rough here because it doesn't filter this gray area. If I need to go inside, I will lower the number so it's not just a perfect white that will be filtering, but also a little bit of a gray. When I click OK, I see that my cut line, it looks good here. But it might have areas that are not perfect. So the number is probably too low. So I need to increase the number a bit. And I will end up with this contour cut. If I'm satisfied, I click outside and the contour cut is applied. Now, if there are still some areas I would like to make sure that the cut line goes closer to the image, I need to double click the contour cut and I can grab any one of those nodes to approach this to the image itself. So I can do that in any areas I need to correct. Once it's done, I click on apply and my contour cut is ready. Now I select the image and the contour cut. I'm going into File, Print and Cut, select the proper queue, make sure the selected object zone is on, and click OK. The image is being transferred to the queue, and in my queue I can see the image and I can see the contour cut as before. When I finish printing this, I will load this vinyl section to the cutter, making sure that the leading edge of my vinyl goes first into the cutter. Then I will put my laser beam into here and my cutter will read the first registration mark, second, third, and fourth, and then at the end it will cut this area.